Another place that India leads, but there's a lot more that all of you can be involved in driving forward, is this digital public infrastructure. No country is more able to take government benefits and get them out efficiently and effectively to their citizens than India. You would have expected rich countries or others to do that, but in fact, they did not. And so that basic structure that starts with identity and bank accounts and payments is just foundational. And as part of this visit, I'm now seeing how that foundation is being built out in agriculture with profiles of farmers to understand what they need and give them advice, built out with health records so that we can help people not only with infectious diseases, but the challenge that's coming in the future with the growth of the non-communicable diseases being a huge thing. And that digital public infrastructure will help us with these climate problems. I was in Odisha yesterday, and what they showed is that they've registered the farmers and registered what type of crops they grow and what land they own. They literally have a control center. When you walk in, you think, wow, this is agriculture, but you've got a command center and maps and people doing queries and sending out messages. And so that all starts, with an Aadhaar identity, listing those farmers, getting the information, making sure it's up to date.
Jump out into the other part of the great mother we will. Their citation and action put on the truth across the four corners of the earth. To the fear and power of Yahweh, Son Shai, the hope on let. To the word we call God, his name Yahweh. To the word we call Jesus Christ, name Yahweh Shai. When he really like the consent to the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians, and those in line of sins, go back to the tribe of Israel due to the category among the nations. Among the nations across the four corners of the earth. This is Mahar Yakab for the great military Los Angeles camp. Back from the lesson, I'm now $1 be edifying to the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Channel Kakadash, which is the Holy Spirit. All right, it's Bill Gates saying that it's the MOT update. All right, the beast talking, the image of the beast. All right, speaking. All right, because this is what they want the next. Upgrade society into, all right, a society with digital ID, all right, it's going to be tied to that implantable device in your body, all right, which is the MOTB, it being the implantable device, which is the RFID chip. All right, and that's how you're going to monitor you, track you. That's how you'll be able to buy and sell is by having an implantable device known as the MOTB, that's spoken of in the book of Revelation, chapter 13 in the Holy Bible. All right, so let's listen up to this guy. The Bill Gates just came out and said digital identity is now indispensable. All right, look at the word indispensable. Be essential. All right, it's essential. All right, crucial, basic. All right, absolutely necessary, extremely important. All right, so this is a necessity. All right, something that you have to have. All right, so now they're making this. The digital ID is something that you have to have, all right? Essential, it's part of your everyday life, all right? Basically, you can't live without it, all right? That you thought you is gonna upgrade the society and merge you people into it, all right? If you want to keep accessing your bank, your job, travel, healthcare, and everything else in your life, you must submit to their digital control system. All right, and I was just watching a video. All right, see if I can find it. Uh, let's play this and I'll find it.
Well, we believe having the ability to save and transact is something that should be universal, and a lot of forms have adopted that goal. We won't be able to do that with traditional systems. That is, the cost of bank branches and paperwork is just too high. But fortunately, starting with countries like Kenya, and more recently with a robust system in places like India, we see that you can have digital financial inclusion. India is a great example. They did a lot of their own technology, which won't be possible for other countries. And so the role of the Gates Foundation as an advocate for those who don't have access today is to make sure there's technology and standards, including open source work that we're providing through the financial switch, which is called Moja Loop, and through the digital identity system, which is extremely valuable not just for financial activities, but for health and voting and education, and that's called MOSIP.
So since there isn't going to be a one-size-fits-all solution, what is the role that you see the private sector playing in being able to collaborate with different governments to ensure that we move forward?
Well, once you have the digital money system, then there's all sorts of services and applications that can be built on top of that, whether it's helping with health or education or agriculture, giving people visibility into their financial status, giving them advice. Should they take a loan? Should they buy insurance? What makes sense? The phone becomes a connection for low-cost interaction with those customers. It doesn't require human activity that would be beyond the means of the people we're trying to get to who don't yet have these accounts. So the digital revolution, which of course was where I worked before, moving full-time to the foundation. Here we're trying to make sure that the developing countries have the benefit of the digital revolution, in some cases before it gets to even some of the rich countries who have legacy systems that people are so used to that the speed that they'll transition out of them won't be as fast as, say, China or India that didn't have that history. And so it's really learning what worked.
It's all part of the plan to integrate you people, right? To migrate you people into a new system, all right? But then they're gonna lock you into that new system, and you can become a digital slave, all right? And part of that NWO, all right, is all right, smart city, all right, it could be governed by technocracy, all right, the rule of technology, through the AI system. You could be locked out of that, all right? You could be off the grid. It's Revelation 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, right? And that's what it's speaking right now, all right? This is how you're gonna live, right? In a very, 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 very near future, right? And you see they're moving very, very fast, all right? King Arthur, whatever that you might name in England, all right? It did a video on it. All right, King Charles, all right, and that's digital ID rollout. See, so everything is moving at the same time across the world in the various different nations, countries. All right, the image of the beast is speaking right now. All right, and the image is what? It's society. All right, we look at the word image.
Strong's G 1504, Icon.
All right, like this statue. Sculptures. All right. Representation, resemblance, image. All right, that's the root word.
Strong's G 1503, Ico.
To be like, all right, through the idea of fakeness as a copy to resemble be like. All right, they want you to, what they thinking about, they want you to copy that. All right, they want you to be like this. All right, they want you to be transhumanism. All right, to merge you with technology. And call that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. All right, you know, the image of the beast is Edom power structure. All right, and the United States, the NATO, the EU. All right, they're gonna want to label that as the New World Order. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor. You're not gonna be able to buy. You're not gonna do no transaction, none of that, unless you have that. Right? That's why it's indispensable. All right, which is essential. All right, something that you have to have. All right. So Steve or Mark, the coordinate for the Greek word would be a physical implantable device with that RFID chip that could be implanted inside you in the right hand or forehead, normally. And that no man might, it's the part where it's indefensible. All right? Or might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right? And it'll teach that no one could buy or sell anything without that mark, which was either the name of the beast or the number representing his name. All right? And that could be in that implantable device. All right? To where it's expendable. All right? You have to have this. It's necessary. All right?
How does it work in China? Well, in China.
So this video, because this is what America want to model after. All right? That's why agents Trump and all those tech guys, all right? It can be a technocrat, all right, all went over to China, all right, because this is what they're going to bring back to the United States, all right? The digital ID that Bill Gates was thinking about, all right? It's coming here to the United States. That's why everything's already being set up, all right? It's like we have a grocery store out here called Theater Brothers, and like Brock always bring it out, that on the, where you, on the pay terminal, where you tap or swipe your debit or credit card, and have on their digital ID. All right, so everything is already in place. All right, the logistics, the software, the hardware, all these things are already there. It's just a matter of mandatory. All right, that's all it takes. For the end of the day, it's now become indefensible. It's mandatory now. It's essential that you have this in order to continue to buy and sell, or in order to keep assets in your bank. Just like in the video with Bill Gates. All right, watch this. This is the Professor. I can't even say his name on this right now. Right, but he be doing videos about the war and stuff. But either way, let's watch this. All right, because coming soon to the UK, also the United States, China digital ID monitor all behaviors.
Now we all have digital ID. If you want to access anything in China, you need your digital ID. So you're going to open a bank account. You have to use digital ID. If you want to use any e-payments, you have to use digital ID. If you want to use a phone, you have to use digital ID. Okay? So everyone's part of this national database. And then what this allows them to do is basically monitor everything you do. Because basically, depending on how you buy things, I can then extrapolate to figure out your behavior. And then I can figure out your thinking. Right? And then I can create incentives in order to guide and control your behavior.
So in China, can they see everything that you do?
Yes, they can.
Messages you send,
Everything.
payments you make.
Everything. Everything you do online is being recorded and it's being inputted into the database to figure out who you are, what you want, and how to control you.
How does it work in China?
So, hey, it's digital enslavement. They're not going to tell you this is the true intent of this digital ID, all right, this implantable device that put inside your body, all right, it deceive you, all right, this is the MOTV, we're going to lead to death, all right, if you make it to the destruction of Babylon the Great, America, you will be destroyed by fire, thermonuclear fire, all right, that could be shot out to this place from various countries throughout the world, all right, they're not going to tell you that. They're going to deceive you into taking it, all right? That's why us, prophet, men of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, we're here to tell you and warn you of these things so you won't take that, all right? But ultimately, at the end of the day, you have to be already chosen to pass that test, all right? This is in Revelation chapter 3, verse 10, all right, to try them, all right, and NOT, they are part of the world. And most of you people are going to fail because you belong to this world, all right? And that MOTB is going to just solidify it and signify that you are down with Esau, Edom, the system, the beast system, the new orders, all that. All right, with that, shalom.